Congressman Cohen, thank you very much for telephonically being with us here today. This is Steve Mulroy, and I've got, of course, Mike Kernell with me, and a lot of Kernell supporters, and David Upton is also here. I just wanted to make sure that we were absolutely crystal clear about the situation going on in the race. There's a flyer that has apparently gone out by the GA Hardaway campaign that lists a number of people. I don't know exactly who all, but apparently I'm one of them as a supporter of GA Hardaway, and I just want to make it absolutely clear I am not endorsing GA Hardaway over Mike Kernell in this race. Mike Kernell and I go way back. He actually was the person primarily responsible, one of the people anyway, who were primarily responsible for me being involved in politics, and I owe him a lot, and I would never endorse anybody over Mike Kernell. Congressman Cohen, I think we should hear from you. I understand that you might also have something to say about your support for Representative Kernell.
Well, yes, I appreciate that. Your being there, Commissioner Mulroy, and former Executive Committee member Upton, and my friend Mike Kernell and all the press. I am, of course, in Washington, where I'm here to vote for middle-class tax cuts, which will be voted on this evening, and I'll be flying back to Memphis and getting in about 11 o'clock tonight for tomorrow's election, but felt I need to be here. But I wholeheartedly support Representative Mike Kernell's re-election. When there are issues in Nashville of concern to me, I call Mike. And when there are issues in Washington that concern Mike, I get long messages from Mike. Very sensitive to the issues that are important to working people, to consumers, to transparency, and to fairness. I met Mike the first time in 1973 when I was a clerk at Birch, Porter & Johnson, and Mike was putting together his first campaign for the State House of Representatives. He served our community since 1974, I believe, in the State House. He's a voice of conscience. He is a progressive, a person I trust, and I know is the best person for District 93, which is the district he has represented for many, many, many years. For working people, for consumers, for people concerned about care, for people concerned about getting the lottery, for a chance to participate in democracy, to get funds for education and health care. Mike Kernell has been there. He stood up to Bill Bredesen on 10-care cuts. He is courageous, and we need his voice in Nashville.
Well, thank you, Steve. Well,
Go ahead.
well, it's a disappointment when you see your friends. It's a disappointment when a piece of literature goes out and you see people on it endorsing you that you think, what happened? And then you find out that they were never called or never asked, and or even that someone says that takes too much liberty in the literature, and that's a disappointment. But Steve, thank you for clearing that up. That your office is not involved, but that you personally are supporting me, and I appreciate that. And the other Steve, I appreciate your being here to let people know that you did not endorse that was a error of some kind.
And for what it's worth, you know, I looked at the literature. Several, not that pictures necessarily connote endorsements, but several of the people there, my former colleagues, Ulysses Jones and Larry Turner, have died. So I don't think they've taken a position either.
But also my opponent said that he was the go-to guy for Congressman Cohen's office, and actually Steve works with everybody. I talk with him day and night at his home or cell phone, but I know he works with everybody in the delegation. There's no one go-to person, and so that's kind of an insult to have someone say that.
So what do
I
you
do work with everybody in the delegation. I work with everybody truly. I've had people from around the state that I've dealt with on issues, and our office is open, but we've had great support. I probably talk to Mike more than any other person in Nashville.
I'm going to leave it with Mike and Congressman Cohen and step over here, but I'm glad that I had an opportunity to clarify that.
Congressman, this is Janice Broach. How angry does this make you?
Well, anger is not the right word. I think it just, I always think that political literature should be honest, TV ads should be honest,
done purposely?
I suspect so.
Congressman, this is Natasha Chen. I was wondering, you can answer this, or Representative Kernell can answer this. Has anyone reached out to Mr. Hardaway and asked him why this has happened?
Steve, let me just say this.
I think,
There's nothing on the piece where you can get in touch with him except a post office box. There's no email, there's no phone call, so if you're upset, you can't call him. There's no number.
and I have a weightier matters but just clear up errors or misconceptions, that rises to the level of my getting involved in Washington.
So Mike, do you think this is hurting you?
Well, I think if someone says, yes. When someone says a congressional office depends on one person in the legislature, and that's not true, then yes, it hurts. Because I have a good relationship, as you see, with Congressman Cohen, and then he has a good relationship with everyone in the delegation as far as working on projects and whatnot. So to imply that one person that has a special anointment from a congressional office, when congressional offices aren't even supposed to endorse. Congressmen and women can endorse, but you can't use your office. And I think that's what happened here. The office was used to endorse a candidate, saying that they're working with the office. So I've got the endorsement from the congressman, I endorse him, but as far as the congressman's office, just like my office, I can't say that my office endorses someone.
Would you call this dirty politics?
I call it a real stretch.
Do you feel like your constituents would be misled as they're about to vote tomorrow?
Oh, yes. Yes, I think that's a good word for it too. Yeah, because, I mean, they know. I've been out in the community and had someone need to talk about something very serious, and I immediately call someone here at the office, or even at night, call Steve himself. And so we have a special connection, but I don't say that I'm his go-to person for his office, because I'm not. He goes to everybody.
Well, if you could get in touch with GA Hardaway, would you want to talk with him?
I assume one of us will call the other tomorrow night.
Well, for either of you, either the congressman or the representative, since it is hard to reach him, you don't have his number, is there something that you would say to Mr. Hardaway right now?
Well, I think I can call his office in Nashville, and I can call his cell phone, because we do exchange cell phones as legislators working together. And I've worked with Mr. Hardaway for years, and we've been friends. And but what I'm saying is, on this piece here, there's no home address, there's no telephone number, there's no email. So for just someone that wants to call and verify and say, I don't like this or whatever, there's no way to get in touch with him except write a letter to the post office box.
So what would you say to him now after seeing this brochure?
I don't talk to my coworkers through the media. I talk to them personally. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. It's
I do
perfectly
talk
fair.
to election commission.
Well, Steve, how do you think you ended up on
Excuse me?
there? This is the other Steve.
County Commissioner.
The Congressman, the question was directed to the lesser of the two Steves. I don't know exactly how my name and likeness ended up on the mailer. I do know that I was never asked for an endorsement and never gave permission for an endorsement. I think what must have happened is that there was an assumption that was made that was not warranted, and perhaps a misunderstanding of some kind. But in any event, the information on the mailer regarding me is not accurate, and I want to make sure that the record is clear.
Could there be more people on that flyer that are also in your position?
Well, you know, I would not rule out the possibility, given that if there's an assumption made without explicit request for, you know, permission, regarding one person, there could be about another. So I don't know what to make of this mailer.
I'm listed on there, you know, but I'm not an elected official. But I've endorsed GA in the past when he was running in other races. Yeah, sure. I've been involved in both their campaigns over the years. Now they're running against each other, and so, you know, and actually went to a campaign event for GA Hardaway, contributed, but I've been supporting Mike and contributed to him. And that's kind of the circumstance we've been in, where it's kind of a you know, divorce. You know, we got people involved in the middle in it, but I've been supporting Mike, and I contributed to GA, and said I'm going to support Mike this time. So I've been on other listings before. I don't know if he has. I don't know. My situation is a little bit different. I've been on his literature endorsing. I've been on GA's endorsing in the past, but they didn't call me and say, "Hey, can we use it again?" They didn't ask me.
And the protocol would be on a race-by-race basis to ask permission, because every time it's different, the candidate is different, the situation is different. So the protocol, I believe in this business. I've been in it for 6 years, so I'm not an expert. My understanding is that the protocol is on a campaign-by-campaign basis. You make the request. Right? I think that's how it works. I don't think it happened in this case. It was a misunderstanding. Assumption's been made, and it is what it is.
Are you being polite, calling it a misunderstanding, an assumption?
Janice, I am always polite. I am County Commissioner Steve Mulroy. Polite's my middle name.
In light of the fact that some of you have helped or endorsed both of these candidates before because of the different districts, would we even be here today if the redistricting issue had not? I mean,
no, we would not. We would not. It was clearly the case that the redistricting done by the Republican majority in Nashville, you know, had the purpose and effect of combining various Democratic incumbents together. And, you know, this is not the only race where that's the case, and it's nationwide. And I'm sure that's, you know, playing a causal role in this situation as well, clearly. You want to talk about the election commissioner?
You got a copy of that thing? Have you shared the copy? They got a copy to share with them, I think, don't
All
they?
right, well, I guess that, Steve, do you want, Congressman, you want to say anything else?
He's
No, I
probably.
just hope I get the chance to share with you tomorrow. My victory party's going to be at 409 South Main, and I hope Kernell's victory party's at the same place.
All right, here, here. Thank you all very much.